So in my hands, I have Invictus Parfum and Invictus Elixir, which just dropped. Invictus Parfum came out 2024, and Invictus Elixir just dropped about a month ago. We're going to compare these. I've tested both of these out. Now we're going to do the full review. Comparing them, we're going to compare prices, scent profile, longevity, compliment factor, how you can wear them, and ultimately helping you guys choose which one you would rather buy. I have my own personal opinion on which is actually better, but of course you can use this as a buying guide to help you out. So the Invictus Parfum, we'll start with the bottle design. It is a nice kind of angular bottle design, and I really do like it. It has that kind of classic dark blue that you see different spins of in the Invictus lineup, and it looks really good. See-through juice, not too tacky in person, and it feels good. Invictus Elixir, it's more of an opaque bottle, and it has this gold hue, and I do like this bottle better, most definitely. I think it's really clean, really nice how they did this. You can see the fingerprints, of course, but it's a very, very nice bottle. I'll show you them side by side. So make up your mind and, you know, which one's better, which one you think's better. These are what they look like. And these are 50 ml bottles. So I want to start with the price. Now the price is actually about $9, $10 different Canadian. Sephora kind of changes the prices every now and then as things go up. But Invictus Parfum 100 ml bottle is $184 at Sephora, and that's Canadian dollars. It's extremely expensive, 184 Canadian. And then Invictus Elixir, the most recent price is 195 Canadian for 100 ml. So it's an $11 difference. For an $11 difference, I'm going to consider this price to be the same. I'm not going to say, you know, one is much more expensive than the other. So keep that in mind. These things change, you know how it goes, but right now in Canada, it's an $11 retail difference between both of these fragrances at the 100 ml level. And you guys know you don't have to pay retail. There's amazing discounters down below, FragranceBuy/Fragflex or Joma Shop. Incredible. They ship Canada, US, and beyond. Save your money. Niche, designer, Middle Eastern, indie, whatever it may be. And of course, at Joma Shop, you can do designer shopping in general, handbags, clothing, accessories, watches, jewelry, bracelets, great things throughout that website. So feel free to check out the links down below and save your money. That's the best way to shop. I have my test strips here. Of course, I've tried these both out on skin. I know them very well, but just for the purpose of this video. So Parfum will always be on this hand, and then we'll put Elixir on the other hand. So we're going to get into this. We're going to compare just the openings, quality, what are the first notes you're going to get if you're considering Parfum right here versus Elixir right here. So in the opening of the Parfum, it smells really good. It does smell very good. It smells a little youthful. You know, I don't know how much I'd want to be reaching for this these days in my 30s. It would have to be maybe a super, super casual day. But it smells like a very good quality kind of Invictus DNA with more of an aquatic spin, with these marine notes, with this kind of clean, spicy lavender that almost gives a soap vibe. And of course, these clean musks. It's nice, it's refreshing, but that sticky amberwood at the base still reminds me of 10 plus years ago, that kind of boyish, youthful, juvenile in a sense, sticky amberwood Invictus vibe. Whereas Elixir, it's kind of like just in a different stratosphere. It really does smell, this quality really does smell so much better, the vanilla quality, than the Parfum. It opens up with a heavy, thick, syrupy vanilla caviar note, and it's very realistic and it's very high quality. The quality between these two fragrances feels way more than an $11 difference. It really does. This smells like that original Invictus DNA, but spun a little fresher with some nice spicy clean lavender, which is great. But this Invictus Elixir is just more refined. It is like almost if a niche fragrance house wanted to make a niche version of Invictus. Really, it does smell like that. That's how Elixir smells. And don't get me wrong, there's still juicy accords. There's still a little bit of grapefruit. There's a little bit of an aquatic, salty vibe, but the main player in this fragrance, right in the opening, we're not talking about mids or dry downs or 6 hours on my skin, is that heavy, sexy vanilla caviar note. Then kind of spinning around that note is the little bit of Invictus kind of grapefruit and aquatic nuances, but all in the background. So my preference for the openings, I'm going to give it to Elixir. Again, the Parfum isn't bad. So the dry downs. Now, testing on my skin, as these fragrances dried down, what I do appreciate is this quality did not change. That heavy, sexy, nice, thick vanilla stayed there, mixed with my skin chemistry. And as it wafted off my skin, it just came across as that Invictus DNA, but heavier, thicker, high quality vanilla. It's simple. It's really, really simple. There's not much going on. It's not like you're smelling 10 different layers of different fragrances and then it develops in a crazy way. It's fairly close to being a linear scent. It warms up, it glows a little more in the dry down, but it pretty much retains its core DNA and characteristic as it opened up. And I don't mind that. With this fragrance, with Invictus Parfum, as it settled down, it got a little less fresh, still kept that kind of lavender, sweet, spicy DNA, and that amberwood, sticky shower gel DNA. Again, not complicated. It's not like it's transitioning, you know, this fragrance opens like this, then goes to this, then goes to this, and it's totally different. They're Invictus fragrances. They don't really change that much. I do adore both of these dry downs. They're not much different than the openings. Again, I prefer Elixir because I like the opening better. So performances, we'll start with projection, then talk about longevity. Elixir does not perform as well for the projection as Invictus Parfum, but it's really close. Depending on how much spray someone sprays, if they're spraying on the same spot on their skin versus if they're not, you're still going to get that 2-foot solid scent bubble with both of these fragrances. But say one spray in the air of Parfum, which I'll show you right here, versus one spray in the air of Elixir, the Parfum will be a little stronger for about 30 minutes or so. It's not a deal breaker because I consider Elixir to be a strong fragrance on its own. It's just something to mention for you guys who are interested. And now longevity, they're both fairly similar, but that strength from Parfum, you can smell it radiating a little longer than Elixir. They both will get you a solid 6 hours, then it'll start to dissipate 7-8 hours. You can smell them up to 8 hours. You can smell Elixir 8 hours on my skin, most definitely, and you can with the Parfum, but it's really just a subtle skin scent. Pretty good, solid performance, 6-7 hours with both of these. Nothing to complain about. So as far as the projection goes, this pushes just a touch better, but again, everything's subjective. Depending on how you spray, where you spray, clothing, skin chemistry, it's pretty close. So I wouldn't say it's a big difference. And longevity with both of these is almost dead even. It's like that 6 to 7 hour sweet spot. It's that window. So keep that in mind if you're considering either one of these fragrances. So we'll wrap this up with how you could wear them and compliments. So you can actually wear these in the exact same situations. You really can. Yes, I know this is sweeter and it's more a little mature, you could say, or refined, but it still has that fresh aspect that's reminiscent in Invictus Parfum. So anywhere you could wear Invictus Parfum, you can absolutely wear Invictus Elixir. It's just a little sweeter. I think the thing to focus on is who would want to wear these. The who is more interesting than the where or when can you wear these. The who is someone like me to wear Elixir, you know, older, in your 30s now, maybe working corporately. You don't want to smell like a shower gel fresh cologne that maybe teens use or kids in their early 20s use. You want to smell like something that's mass appealing, but also a little more refined. This is perfect. This is great for us who grew up smelling Invictus and were there when it released in high school, and Invictus Aqua, if you remember that, and all the flankers. This is something for us, and I really appreciate that. Where Invictus Parfum is still great, I still wear it, don't get me wrong, but it retains more of that core original Invictus Parfum DNA from the OG Invictus. More of that sticky, shower gel, clean, kind of youthful type of scent. Both great, but you got to keep that in mind when you're purchasing these. Compliment factor is the exact same. Always good reaction when I'm wearing Invictus. Parfum versus Elixir, it's all the same. I will point out though, with the Parfum, this smells like a lot of clones. Like a lot of clones, Lattafa, Afnan, Paris Corner, they've done a really good job at kind of cloning this DNA because this still has that original Invictus vibe. You know, Lattafa Hayati, Lattafa Fakar, just to focus on Lattafa. You know, they have a few that pretty much smells like this more or less. With Invictus Elixir, there isn't really a clone out there yet. I mean, give it 2 weeks and we'll see something, but there isn't anything out there yet that smells like this. So I do think the fragrance that's more novel or interesting or unique or different or that people haven't smelled a lot of would be this scent profile, essentially Invictus with a high quality vanilla rather than this Invictus Parfum DNA. So you may get better or more compliments with Elixir. That is my review. What do I prefer? Obviously, I'm sure this was clear. I prefer Elixir. I just think it's nicer, it's more refined, it's more of a mature take on the Invictus DNA. But there's nothing wrong with the Parfum. If you like that kind of original, sexy DNA and you just want more of a fresh, aquatic lavender take or spin on it, get this. It'll not do you wrong. It's a good option. Let me know what you guys think down below though. Did you like Elixir? Have you tried Elixir? If you haven't, if you have any questions about it, let me know. I'll hop down below and I'll comment with you guys and answer your questions. Per usual, links, discounts, everything's linked down below. And if you're subscribed, I'll see you in the next video.